Hello, and welcome back to Talos Principle 2. Today we will be continuing our exploration of the island, and it might be the day when we activate the giant megastructure, this ominous looking thing. I expect another laser, but time will tell what do we see there. And then maybe we will get access to the megastructure. Tell me about New Alexandria.
We made two fatal mistakes in New Alexandria. One was trusting the texts of our ancestors without thinking for ourselves. The other was giving up instead of doubling down, letting the tragedy define our future.
Alright, what do you make of Pandora?
It's clear that there's some kind of antagonistic force in this place, something that doesn't want us to discover the purpose of the megastructure. Perhaps that's part of the testing. Or perhaps it's what's responsible for this state of decay.
What is the symbolic value of these entities we are encountering?
That's a good question. Prometheus is often taken to represent freedom and progress, the ideals of the radical enlightenment. Pandora, on the other hand, usually represents the dangers of those very ideals, so they're counterparts, in a way. And the Sphinx is a mystery. Does that mean that these entities correspond to these concepts? Perhaps. They certainly seem to act like it. But Athena isn't the goddess of Athens, and I'm not Robert Byron, although those are the origins of our names. Where does myth end and history begin? We'll have to find out.
That's all. Another profound delivery. Yeah, I can see number 5. Imprisoned. Okay, this switches between these two. Clearly we need to somehow provide... Oh, maybe there is a gem or something. Oh no, maybe you can just... No, you cannot shoot through these bars, can you? You can. Okay, that was actually quite easy. And now that every single puzzle here is done, with a sense of achievement we can head towards the bridge. It probably takes me the longer way around, but we don't mind. The scenery is just gorgeous. There is a sound of a falling tree. Why? So that musical crescendo that greets you when you arrive to this plateau. Just insane. You again.
Craftsman Daedalus was imprisoned in the very labyrinth he had created. His only solace was his son, Icarus. To escape their plight, he fashioned wings of feathers and wax. He warned his son to fly neither too high nor too low. But his son, enraptured by the freedom of flight, flew too close to the sun. Thus the wax in his wings melted, and he fell to his death. What was the sun's error?
Idiocy. The wings were made from wax. I mean, come on. No, I think carelessness.
Or was it Daedalus who was careless, giving the wings to Icarus, knowing that all young men are rash? After the death of his son, Daedalus withdrew in sorrow to a foreign land. King Minos came looking for the craftsman to exact his revenge. The answer to a riddle revealed where Daedalus dwelled, but for Minos, that answer was his ruin. Consider King Minos burned in his bath as you seek your own answer.
Ominous.
The megastructure, it's opening.
3 receivers, 3 towers, 3 beams, as we suspected. I think this is an invitation.
Doesn't look that inviting to me.
If you consider the size of the entire structure, then that opening must be big enough to drive a building through.
Or the VTOL.
You want us to go in there, into the creepy triangular maw of death?
Maw of death? I think it looks charming.
Byron's right. We're here to explore, and this is a mystery worth investigating. This technology could change everything.
Oh, all right. I'm not winning this, am I?
Nope. Let's meet up with the VTOL, everybody. We're going in.
You heard the guy. We're going in. Oh. I wanted to quickly check the map. The stats that I have.
By the way, I finished my analysis of the particle clouds. At first I thought they might be some kind of nanotechnology, but I was wrong. It's a lot worse than that. What we're looking at is a completely unknown type and state of matter. Completely inexplicable within our understanding of physics. Created and manipulated by someone.
Fascinating.
And nobody will say terrifying? Somebody apparently, like, developed a new physics chapter and now just flexes it. I mean, this is a very impressive feat of engineering, but why? Imagine an ant trying to make sense of a nuclear power plant, an armadillo trying to explain disco music. You get my drift. These particle clouds contradict every known law of physics. What's really shocking here isn't that we're seeing a new and powerful technology. It's what this implies about our grasp of physics. A lot of what we thought we knew must be wrong or incomplete on some fundamental level. A humbling realization. I don't like it. Yeah, so only the golden gates are out of commission right now. Temporarily. I believe we'll get there. I mean, if anything, there is a golden gate right there to see our progress. It does not light up? Huh. Peculiar. Because in the eastern section, the golden gates did light up, corresponding to the amount of stars that I have found.
Come on, people, get on board. We haven't got all day. Yaqut, take us in.
Aye, aye, sir.
Have any of you ever read an ancient writer called Ian Banks? I guess not. He postulated the concept of the outside context problem. That's when a society encounters something so advanced, so different, that they simply could not have conceived of it. That's what this is. This whole place is one giant outside context problem, and we're headed right into it.
I think I can set down over there. Should I?
Please do. I can't wait to get a closer look.
Setting down.
Okay, everyone. We need to explore as much as we can, separately if need be, but stay in touch. Record anything interesting you find, and pay special attention to any clues as to who built this place and why.
The schematics we found in that lab were extremely incomplete. So if you can find any more of those, that would be great.
I think someone should stay at the VTOL just in case.
I volunteer you. See you later, Al.
This place does look a bit terrifying. What the heck? Why am I allowed to do that? I did not expect that I actually will be able to step off. Okay. I guess safeguards are off. More of these monuments. Some sort of scriptures. Oh wow. So are you a cube person or a sphere person?
This thing seems to be broken.
Before I step into an elevator of doom, may I please have a look around? You're busy with this thing, I understand, right? Okay. Oh, Pandora with a box. Okay. I believe there was a Sphinx, so we're only missing Prometheus? Chernyshevsky? In Our Likeness, Essays on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. What I propose then is that we are not born as entirely free agents responsible only for ourselves. The very core of what we are, our sentience, separates us from and elevates us above the animal kingdom. As I have argued, this is not a matter of arrogance, but of responsibility. However, this blessing also demands something else from us, something more personal than responsibility, and that is loyalty. Our ancestors, less atomized than we are, experienced a crude version of this loyalty, swearing allegiance to tribes, races, nations, and other such semi-fictional concepts. This fragmented understanding was easily exploited and led to many conflicts. We can condemn them for that, or we can choose to believe these were necessary historical steps towards our growth. But above all, we must stop indulging in such childlike behavior. Our species can no longer afford to believe in Mother Russia or Uncle Sam. Neither, however, can we afford to indulge in the adolescent rebel's misanthropy, rejecting the many gifts we have been lucky enough to receive, not from above, but from the history of our species. To put it simply, each of us owes a burden of loyalty to humanity itself, to the human project across time and space. This is not a minor matter or some abstract issue for philosophers. It is a profound and significant part of every human life. It is a universal source of meaning and insight that can bind us together and set us on a path for a brighter future. And it is also a division, a line that must hold against those who preach the gospel of self-annihilation. We ignore it at our peril. Like Drennan, he stood by this belief to the bitter end. Without him, the archive would not exist. As we owe humanity our loyalty, so we owe a more personal debt to those individuals who gave everything for our story to continue. Oh, another ominous door. How wonderful.
Hold on a second, 1K. I think I can find an override for that door.
Maybe after that, you can help me with this elevator?
One problem at a time. What's going on with these file structures? Okay, door should be opening. Now, about the elevator.
Actually, the elevator's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No idea where I am, but it's working.
Don't go too far. Try to circle back.
On it.
Yeah, she's still by the terminal. So what do we have over here?
Isn't this an incredible space? Look at it all, it's beautiful.
I agree.
That's good, that's excellent. I find that a lot of people these days can't see the beauty in things created by human hand. They can look at an ant colony or a coral reef and be impressed, but if it was made by humans, they just don't see it. It's good to be humble as an individual, but we have to be careful not to lose track of our accomplishments as a species. If we're impressed by the complex patterns produced by animals, then this should be breathtaking.
I mean, it's also a complex pattern produced by an animal. I mean, I wanted to say perhaps one of the most complex patterns, but then again, we are not always able to understand how, for example, some protein sequences are made, or how do they work. And these are complex organic patterns that Mother Nature made itself. So saying that we have some exclusive right to produce something the most complex would be a very arrogant thing to say. Saying that we have one of the most complex things, yeah, sure. That probably would count. Is this where I came from? I certainly feel that way. Hang on a moment. Yeah, that feels a bit different. Right. Oh. Elevator brought you here?
Hey, 1K, can we talk for a second? That whole thing with the elevator just gave me the creeps.
Sure, what's up?
When we first arrived here, I was really excited. It's such a huge place. The technology is so advanced. If we figure out what it all means, we could really change the future of New Jerusalem. The mayor says we have to avoid repeating the mistakes our ancestors made, to stay humble, to not reach too far. And that sounds very abstract, but I've seen the ancient cities. I've seen how much they built, how much they grew, how far they fell. So I've been thinking, what if all this sets us on the same path? What if this is too much power for anyone to control?
I think it's more complex than that. Power isn't necessarily good or bad. Power is power, its application is...
So what do you think it was? What made our ancestors destroy themselves?
More control over their biology, they would have survived. The virus would never have been released. Well, actually, I mean, the idea that it was just a bad luck was proposed in one of the readables. I mean, that does sound dismissive, but... okay.
I guess. I mean, they did survive for thousands and thousands of years before this happened. But what if we get unlucky one day too?
Then we perish.
I have to think about this. Thanks for talking to me, 1K. I know we're in the middle of something, but I kind of needed that.
How did the elevator brought you here? Oh, you just... Okay. What in the... Okay, ferromagnetic fluid. Okay, relax. We've seen it in the lab. No need to panic. And imagine if this is just an old tomb and there are some traps and stuff and we'll just see Yaqut getting smashed by a giant axe.
Looks like another set of puzzles. Same pattern, 1 gate, 3 receivers. Like some sort of fractal symmetry.
Perhaps we need to open another section, right? Maybe the northern one? Oh, we actually do have these things right away. Okay. Here, like drones or something similar.
I keep getting locked out of parts of the system. I think I've tracked down some more schematics, though. Let's see. This might do something. Or not.
Why was there some blue strip? I wonder. Anyway. Something over here. Oh, you really love those tetraminas, don't you? I need to get there. No! There's that. No. Okay. Cool. But why? Now that makes a bit more sense. A bit of parkour. There is a burning desire to try and jump down somewhere and explore the area. I'm just not sure if it is a smart idea. Okay, giant laser, by the way.
Good job, 1K.
Thank you. So one giant laser down. 2 more to go. Isn't the red one upstairs though? Yeah, right, I supposed to go over there, I assume. Right here. Okay. Keep going up.
This is madness. Even the walls are bursting with power.
Okay, that is perhaps our shortcut towards the green laser. Isn't that interesting? You keep this thing open. There is a lever, okay, so we need to deliver the blue laser over here. If we fire the red one in here, we should get it. And then we have a connector right over here. Okay. Isn't it as simple as that? Alright.
Well done.
2 down, 1 to go. Go, 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 go.
I wonder how far down this goes.
I don't want to. This is a very massive area, to be honest. I mean, they call it Megastructure for a reason, right? Hold on. Something doesn't quite make sense. How do I open this one? Is there an alternative approach to it? I believe this will just take me back to the central area. Yes. So the puzzle is up there. So what am I missing? Ah, I think I know what I'm missing. You need this one, and this one. And you need to place it like this. You need to place it on the other side. Well, conveniently, you have a hole.
The gate's open. 1K if you want to. Go ahead. I'll finish up scanning this.
If I want to? What do you mean, if I want to? Of course I do. What kind of even like insinuation is that I might not want to? A seemingly abandoned megastructure that is still somehow is in perfectly functioning shape and order? And you're insinuating that I might not want to go here? Oh? Do I need to... Now you make a sound. Okay. Oh? Anyone home? An ominous terminal. What kind of deathly hallows is that? Is the water poisonous or corrosive? Question from Miranda. I was doing some reading while the last trial was running, and I came across something I don't understand. There are a lot of references to ancient humans feeling that science is boring. To me, everything we're studying is mind-bendingly incredible, whether it's quark gluon deconfinement or neutrino-anti-neutrino oscillations, or even something incredibly basic, like the properties of light. I understand why our ancestors cared about art, why a beautifully crafted story or poem was moving to them, but how could they not see that everything that surrounds us is just as incredible? Studying science is like studying the most incredible machine ever created, a machine designed to build worlds and tell stories. How could I not see that? I'm sure there is a good explanation, but I don't get it. Yep, I expected that. Yep. Miranda?
Mother? What are you thinking about, Mother?
The Talos Principle. You see, it has two applications. One is to the self. It means facing the truth even if it frightens us. Understanding that living beings are machines and we can't afford to lie to ourselves. But that's just the beginning. The second application is to the world. This one seems easier at first. It's less difficult to understand that the universe is a machine governed by laws.
So we and the universe are the same.
No, and that's the crucial part. We are conscious. Consciousness is rare, unlikely, but it's also the foundation of everything else. Without us, there can be no meaning. Without someone to perceive it, the beauty of the universe is pointless. But that shouldn't make us arrogant. No, in fact, it means we carry a tremendous responsibility. We are the light of the cosmos, and if we go out, there will be nothing but a cold, dark machine.
The human form divine.
Athena!
The founder was here?
She could still be here. What if this is why she left, to build all this? We have to look for her.
I'm reading some pretty big energy spikes. I think we better scramble.
But she could be right here, right behind the next door. I could turn around a corner and walk right into her. If she's really here, she'll still be here when we come back. But right now, safety needs to come first. Let's go, Byron.
You're... Oh. Damn you, but you're right. Heading back.
Didn't Athena also imply that Miranda is her daughter? Or did I imagine that in their conversation?
Was that really the founder?
I think so.
It was her. For years, I've wondered what happened to her, why she left, where she went, why she didn't tell me.
If the answers are here, I promise you we'll find them. We just have to be careful. Follow protocol.
I still can't believe the founder built this place. Has she been here the whole time?
We don't know that she actually built it. All we know for sure is that she was here at some point.
Of course she built this. Who else would have the kind of vision necessary to accomplish something like this? The question is why?
You're overreaching a bit.
Why recreate all these aspects of the simulation? What is she trying to tell us?
It does seem like it might be a test. I can't imagine any other explanation. But why is it so broken? Or does it just appear to be broken so that we have to learn how to fix it? I hate this.
Well, I know one thing for sure. Everyone in New Jerusalem is gonna go absolutely nuts.
True that.
All right, take us back to base camp, Yaqut.
Yes, sir. I'm getting some new readings. Looks like 2 of the northern sites are lighting up.
I think that may have been me. I suspect the puzzles are somehow tied to the transport system, like we're supposed to solve them in a particular order.
everyone. Our main objective is getting back into the megastructure. 1K, I want you on puzzles. You seem to have a knack for them. But the
Of
rest
course
of
I do.
us can't neglect our secondary objectives of studying this island and understanding this technology.
No, we're not really gonna talk about it. From the degree to which vegetation seems to have spread, I would guess the megastructure has been abandoned for a while, although the combination of moisture and heat does create an ideal environment for plant growth. What makes it harder to be sure is that some plants have clearly been placed for decorative purposes, so a lot of what we're seeing may have spread from there rather than coming in from the outside. It's surprisingly beautiful, but also kinda creepy. Alright, I guess we will just head on to the transport system. Oh, I was afraid you are bugged a little bit on the stairs. You said two northern sides, so we have Desolate Island and Flooded Valley. We will start with the Desolate Island because it's North 1. And the assembly is absolutely the same. We are heading to a remote rocky island off the northwestern coast. Survey data suggests that area may be prone to landslides. I
Should be
hope
headed towards an island off the northern coast. The terrain's pretty rough, so be careful.
The island has another island attached to it.
Yes, it has several actually.
How irritating.
What?
I hope there will not be some scripted incident or whatnot. Oh my god, this area is beautiful. Nice, and we start with the levitation thingy. It's called an elevator. If the power ever goes out mid-flight, it's gonna be a terrible disaster. I am hoping to see some kind of observation deck. Yep, that pretty much seems like the tower. With a lot of steel cables connecting to it. Oh, we've seen that one. Okay. That's a lost puzzle. It seems to be numbered. There's some kind of like post over there, might be interesting. We have the Sphinx, so might be the treasure hunt. Maybe I need to check it right away. Who else? It's pretty far, but I want to say Prometheus. That is interesting location. Puzzle. That might be Prometheus. Prometheus Sprite. Lost Puzzle and Prometheus Monument, okay. Since I can see the Prometheus Sprite, let's try and see what we can do with it. Aha. Oh. What the?
What the?
I have unbelievable amount of questions. No. We'll deal with it so much later. I will go check Pandora, then we will go like by the numbered puzzles, we'll figure it out in order, because I did not expect that you will be able to commandeer other copies of your own body. That's Al, right?
Hello, 1K.
Did you know the founder?
I sure did. Not as well as Byron, but she was still around when I was born. I remember she came and talked to me after New Alexandria, told me how sorry she was. I never blamed her for that. It wasn't her responsibility.
What was New Jerusalem like when you were born?
A lot busier than it is now. My most defining memory is that it was extremely noisy, because something was always being built. Got annoying after a while.
Tell me about New Alexandria.
For some reason, we'd convinced ourselves that New Jerusalem wasn't enough, that we needed another city. We thought it would be easier the second time around. All it takes is a little bit of arrogance and a little bit of ignorance, and people die.
But should it paralyze you? Or are you not gonna draw some kind of lesson out of it and, you know, just... Is this Athena and Miranda?
I wonder what it was like when the ancients were still here. Their world seems so lively.
Not always in a good way. Interesting times are great to read about, but rarely great to experience.
That's true. But they left behind so much art and philosophy and religion, and so many strange stories. Is New Jerusalem like that?
It was, in the beginning.
What in the world is this bullshit? Okay. Let's go first things first. Some wibbly wobbly thing. Yeah. Lux V5. From Quentin to Athena. Dear founder, I never got to know you. People tell all these stories about you, and I don't know what to believe. Some people say to ask Cornelius. Others say Cornelius is too blinded by grief. Some say Byron stands for the truth. Others say he's a fanatic and a radical and we should listen to the mayor. There doesn't seem to be a way of getting a straight answer. Why did you abandon us to this chaos? Why can't you just come back and sort it out? If you are reading these messages, don't you care? Dear Founder, thank you for everything you did for us. I am grateful for the life that I have, which would not exist without you. I hope wherever you are now, you are at peace. New labs established to avoid interference. First successful duplication of advanced machinery. Data collection and analysis. Translation groping in the dark. But QFT fails to account for this. Must rerun trials. Maybe God was just trying to make an apple pie from scratch. If you want to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
This looks like it has something to do with energy generation. Am I reading this right?
O great and sacred Founder, I believe I have discovered the truth that our so-called leaders have hidden from us. This absurd and sacrilegious goal they have us working towards, this hubristic completion day foolishness was never your true intent. Even this abomination of a city that calls itself New Jerusalem is a deception. Why would you want us to return to the sinful ways of our ancestors, strangling the living soil with steel and concrete? No, it was when you and the first companions lived humbly amongst the splendors of Gaia, having no need for all this wasteful ostentation inherited from our weak and decadent ancestors, that you showed us the true path. After all, why would the progenitor have given us such hardy bodies if she had intended for us to live in unearned luxury? From the very first, we were built to be free from pride and material access. Your teachings have always been obscure and perverted by ideologues, worst of all by the traitor Byron, who once was like a son to you. But you should know that there are still those of us who remember the truth and always the blessed day and await the blessed day of your return, when surely justice will be meted out and humanity will finally return to its intended path. Cool. We have a cult, people. Shutdown. We assembled on the vast green lawn outside as the reactors began to slowly wind down. The workers were solemn. The activist who had fought against the decommissioning seemed crushed. There was supposed to be a speech, but the spokeswoman had lost her notes. Outside, the protesters cheered. My eyes were drawn to the discarded anti-shutdown banners, endlessly reciting the facts. The statistics on mortality per trillion kilowatts, lowest of all energy sources. The lifespan of a reactor, 70 more years in our case. Minimal land footprint, almost zero emissions, no intermittency. It became a jumble of words, a litany, almost a kind of glossolalia. As far as the protesters outside were concerned, it might as well be an alien tongue. One thing was clear to them, and that was enough. The technology inside this compound was deeply, inherently wrong. It was a sin. I could not help but think of that moment on August 6, 1945, when the sky erupted above Shima Hospital. My imagination could never fully encompass it. How do you imagine more than 70,000 people annihilated in an instant? An ancestor of mine was in that hospital. He went from being a doctor, a husband, a father, a pacifist stuck in a terrible war, to being a pile of bleached bones covered in rubble. All in a single second. Not by accident, but because of a choice someone made. Not because of a reactor, but because of a bomb. Just 2 days earlier, contradicting his campaign promises. The Prime Minister had suggested that the use of tactical nuclear weapons would be an acceptable risk if the conflict continued. Very few seemed to find this particularly shocking or outrageous. They were afraid of reactors, but not of bombs. The spokeswoman gave up on finding her notes. It was starting to rain and people were walking away. She grabbed the microphone. "By the time you regret this, it'll be too late," she said. "But honestly, I don't know if I care anymore. Maybe you have it coming." The spokeswoman sounded so bitter. The protesters didn't mean any harm. From their perspective, they were doing good. People always think they're doing good when they get collectively outraged. That doesn't make them right. Collective action can change the world when it's deliberate and based on reason, but it can also become a mental trap or a societal pressure valve. To Miranda. As you continue your reading, there is a useful concept that I would like you to keep in mind, the thought-terminating cliché. This is a type of phrase, often a slogan or a saying which sounds meaningful but is really intended to make you stop thinking. To pick an example from our history, someone in the simulation might say things like, "It's the will of Elohim," or "It serves the process." And that would be that. Case closed. Who knows how many iterations had never advanced further because they just stopped thinking at that point. Do note, however, that the thought-terminating cliché is not the same as a lie. It may very well contain elements of truth, but those elements are used to keep you from questioning a whole set of assumptions that come with it, which may be partially or totally false. This often takes the form of appealing to something you care about. We must protect X, where X is a nation, a philosophy, public order, or even the planet itself. But while you may agree with that element, all kinds of assumptions may be included about how to protect something or who to protect it from, or what the end goal of protecting it is. If you stop there just because you agree with the surface level statement, the results may be the opposite of everything you wanted. Like those who chose to serve Elohim and in so doing prevented him from achieving his true purpose. That's some very good stuff over there. Oh. I believe this is the golden one. No? No, it might as well be. Yeah. There's the golden stuff. I want, however, to first reach Sphinx over there. And that might as well be the point where we will wrap an episode. Which is so weird to see at least 3 distinct symbols. There is C, A, and T. Cat, act, tack. Point being, of course, that we need to somehow match the stuff. And figure it all out. Yeah, okay, so I am standing over here. So this will be T, over there will be A, and all the way by Prometheus is C. Clear. Now, we will wrap it over here. We are making great progress. We have entered the Megastructure today. We have seen another vision of Miranda, now including Athena. I need to double check my recording, but now my headcanon is that Miranda is considered to be Athena's daughter. We have traveled to the north, where we have a new element, and that is controlling a duplicate. And surprisingly, the duplicate is stamped with the 1K as well, which is very surprising. Maybe it's some kind of like 5D chairs happening over here by Athena. I have no clue. It is hopefully something that maybe will be hinted at a later time. For now, we have to deal with the cards that we've been given, right? And I think we'll call it a day here. Thank you so much for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay, and if that is the case, please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.